All right. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. So, it's time for me to give my NFC record predictions for this upcoming 2021 NFL season. The season officially kicks off tomorrow night. We got Thursday night football. The Cowboys and the Bucks. It's going down. It's exciting. I'm glad football is officially back. The preseason's done for. Now it's for keeps. So tomorrow night's going to be special. So I'm going to get out these record predictions, and then I'm going to deal with the backlash from the fans that get offended that I have their team ranking low or missing the playoffs. Guys, listen. It's a records prediction video. Obviously, we all know that not every team in the NFL is going to make the playoffs. Nor is every team in the NFL going to be good this season. There are going to be some bad teams. I just happen to pick some that you like. That's how it is with a records prediction video. If you guys make the playoffs, great for you. Feel free to come back and laugh in my face. I'm bound to get this wrong, so, let's just get into it. Let's see how wrong I get these predictions this season. But before we get started with that, there is one thing I got to take care of. You see, now we have a new 17-game season. And on Keeping It Real, we have an entirely new setup. So since the whole theme is change and new things, I feel it's time to make another change, obviously. It's time to say goodbye to an old friend. This hat has been with me since the beginning, since my first ever sports take on this channel. It's time for you to join your friend in the wall of retirement. I'm going to put you right next to my Kingdom poster, so rest up. What's going on, Shin? What's going on, Q guys? Love you guys. Let's get back to what we got to do here. All right. So with that change comes in something new. And this is what I'll be rocking moving forward. So with that being said, let's move on to the record predictions. Here are my NFC record predictions for this 2021 season. Take a look at it. Obviously, there are some interesting picks here, especially in the NFC East. So we'll go through them. We'll start with the NFC North. I have the Packers winning that division at 14-3. Next up, I got the Minnesota Vikings getting a 10-7 record this season. After that, we got the Bears at 9-8. And then to finish off that division, we got the Lions at 5-12. The Lions are kind of in the rebuild, so there's not a lot of expectations on them. I expect them to be ranked very low this season. Next up, we've got the NFC South. We've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers dominating that division at 15-2. Then we got the Saints at 10-7. Then we've got the Panthers at 9-8. I really like the Panthers. I think they're heading in a good direction. They showed flashes last year, but they got to put it together. I still think they're not going to make the playoffs this year, but they're going to be heading in the right direction. Let's see what happens with Sam Darnold. And then to end off that division, we have the Falcons at 8-9. I'll talk about that after all the predictions have been talked about. Then, moving on to the NFC East, we have Washington at 9-8, winning that division. Then we've got the Giants also getting a 9-8 record. It's going to be somewhat similar to how it was last season between the two, so I wouldn't be surprised to see how that goes. Afterwards, we have the Cowboys at 8-9, and to finish off that division, we've got the Eagles at 6-11. Finally, the NFC West, easily the toughest division to gauge. I have the Rams going 12-5 and winning this division. Next, I got the Seahawks at 11-6. And then to finish it off, I have both the Cardinals and the Niners finishing off with a 10-7 record. I think every team in the NFC West will get double-digit wins this season. That makes it very interesting when it comes to the playoff ranking. For me, this season, I've got the Bucks, the Packers, the Rams, Washington, the Saints, Seahawks, and the Arizona Cardinals making the playoffs. This one's very interesting to me because I feel like it can go either or between the Cardinals or Niners. It's going to depend on the tiebreaker, but we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to take the Cardinals. And with that, those are my record predictions. Now let's discuss. Okay, starting off with the North, I think it's safe to say the Packers are most likely going to take that division. I don't think we're too surprised with that. Vikings, I think they're going to have a bounce back year and head towards the right direction, but I think it's going to be another situation where they're going to fight for a playoff spot, but they're going to miss it. Bears, I don't see them getting back to the playoffs. They shouldn't have been in the playoffs last year. The Cardinals choked, and the Bears ended up just somehow walking into the playoffs because the Cardinals couldn't get it done. And then the Lions, again, it's a rebuild year. I don't think they're expected to do a lot with Jared Goff, but they'll do what they can. The South is interesting. Bucks definitely taking over with it. The Saints, I think, even without, Drew Brees now retiring and having Jameis as the quarterback, I still believe they can get it done. They can get 10 wins, and they can make the playoffs. That is a very talented team, one of the most talented teams in the NFC. So I still think they can get the job done. Now, with these other two picks, it's interesting. Like I already said, I like the direction the Panthers are going in. They showed me a lot of flashes last season. They just didn't capitalize on them much. But I like the direction they're going in. I don't know how Sam Darnold's going to perform this year, but I think they're heading in the right spot. They're just not going to make the playoffs. It may be too soon. Maybe Sam Darnold will have a good year, but not enough to get them to the playoffs in a very tough NFC. It's very interesting this year in the NFC as opposed to last season. And then the Falcons. Guys, I don't know what the Falcons are doing. I don't know what direction they're going. I don't know what their plans are. Can any Falcons fan explain to me where you guys are going? What's the direction for the Falcons? I really don't know. I still don't trust your defense. You still got talent on offense, but I just don't know what you guys are doing. I just don't know what you guys are doing. Also, I have a big feeling that this will be Matt Ryan's final season with the Falcons, but we'll see how that goes. I just don't know what direction the Falcons are going in, so it's hard for me to come up with a gauge as to what they're going to do this season. I just don't have a lot of faith in them making the playoffs. That's why I have them last in the division. Who knows, maybe they win another game, or maybe the Panthers don't do as good as I expect them to do, because they showed me flashes, just got to capitalize on them. Meanwhile, with the Falcons, I'm lost. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what direction they're going. I don't know what they're trying to do at this point. They've been lost ever since that Super Bowl loss to the Patriots. So, trying to figure that part out. Then we get to the NFC East, and I do have Washington winning that division once again. It's interesting because I think it's been what? Man, it's been a long time. What, 17? Going on 18 years? It's been a long time since a team from the NFC East has won the division back-to-back years. I think the Eagles did it in, 03? It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Yeah, I think the Eagles won in 03 and 04 because they made the playoffs that year. In 04, they went to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I think the Eagles were the last team to win that division in back-to-back years. I think Washington can do it this season. I also like the Giants in terms of what they have. I have definitely talked about their defense. I like their defense. They have a really good defense. And they've given Daniel Jones all the weapons he needs to succeed. I don't know if they can sneak into the playoffs, but I don't have them in it. We'll just see. I think they're heading in the right direction as well. But Daniel Jones has got to show us what he can do. There's no excuses for him this year. He has the weapons. So we'll see what happens with that. The Cowboys at 8 and 9 is very interesting because if you saw my power rankings, I had the Cowboys at 5. Now, I feel that, the reason I put them there was because of the attention the Cowboys are getting. A lot of people are trying to put Dak Prescott as a top 5 quarterback. And if that is going to be the case, they got to make the playoffs. So the pressure's definitely on them. And everyone constantly discusses and talks about the Cowboys. So I put them 5 on that power ranking list. However, for me personally, I don't think the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs this year. Yeah, they definitely made improvements to their defense, but I still don't think it's enough to get the job done. But we'll see what happens. Again, the NFC East is very interesting. It can go either way, but I really like Washington this year. I like their defense. I think they have arguably the best defense in that division. The Giants will have something to say about that, but I love Washington's defense, and they've got some real weapons on offense. It's just Fitzpatrick is the only one I have questions for, but I like Washington. And then the Eagles themselves, I just don't trust the Eagles. I don't know what Jalen Hurts is going to be. This team does not really have a lot of good depth, especially on their defense. So if their guys get hurt, that's game over for them. I look at the Eagles and I just don't see a lot for them. I don't see a lot to be excited from when it comes to this Eagles team. Other than that, yeah, really, I'm looking at the Eagles. I just don't see a lot here. I wish them the best of luck this season, but I just don't think they're going to compete. Obviously, it's the NFC East. Anyone can win it, so they're going to compete in this division, but I just don't have much to say about the Eagles, and I don't have a lot of faith in them being able to do anything. Who knows? Maybe Hurts is going to come out and just be the next big thing, and he's going to take this team to the playoffs. Who knows? And then finally, we have the NFC West, the most interesting division in football. Though, I mean, the AFC North is also very interesting. It's, between those two divisions, I don't know. Maybe the NFC West is better because the Bengals are holding us back, but that's a different discussion. But yeah, the NFC West is very interesting. The Rams are Super Bowl contenders. No question, that's a Super Bowl contending team. They have the talent from top to bottom, offensively and defensively. What they've been missing is quarterback play. And it's all going to depend on Matthew Stafford. For years, Matthew Stafford's been putting up a lot of big stats and clutch performances for the Detroit Lions, only to have it mean absolutely nothing. Now he's in a situation where he's built to succeed. He has a top 10 defense. He has weapons to utilize. Now the expectations are on him to get the job done. We're going to find out whether or not all those performances he was doing with Detroit were for naught, or if that's the real Matthew Stafford that can get it done. So it's going to be very interesting. The pressure's really on him. Like, you have the tools to get to the Super Bowl. You just got to deliver. You've never had a team this good before. You got to deliver, Matthew Stafford. So yeah, I got the Rams being at the top. The Seahawks, Russell Wilson is still there, so I still think they're going to make the playoffs. No question with that, but I really love that Rams team. I think they'll be able to take that division. Then with the Cardinals and Niners, I think it's a toss-up as to who's going to get to the playoffs. I feel like this year is kind of a make-it-or-break-it year for Cliff Kingsbury, and a lot of questions will be put on Kyler Murray if he can't get it done with the talent he has on this offense. Barring an injury, they got to get to the playoffs. There will be no excuses for the Cardinals this year if they don't make the postseason. That's exactly why I have them there. I believe in Kyler Murray, so he has to prove what he can do. I don't think he's there yet, but I hope he takes that step this year and leads this team to the postseason. Because if not, he, Cliff, and this entire organization are going to have a lot of tough questions they're going to have to answer. And then with the Niners, it's all about health for them. If they can stay healthy, they should be fine. I have them at 10-7, and honestly, it's a toss-up. You can easily put the Niners into the postseason. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners get to the postseason, because the last time we saw this team healthy, they were in the Super Bowl, so do not underestimate them. But I just chose the Cardinals. It was a toss-up. They both have the same record. I just think the Cardinals may just end up getting the tiebreaker, so we'll see what happens with that for the most part. Either way, yeah, I think the Niners are going to be good this year. It just depends on how the tiebreaker is going to go, because it's going to be very interesting in the NFC. And with that being said, those are all my picks for the NFC. Can't wait to deal with all the backlash from all these other teams that get salty, especially Falcons fans, because I rank them very low. And then the Eagles will talk about how Hurts is doing good. Now our defense is great. Oh, yeah, this should be fun. Might even hear something from, Giants fans as well, because especially Cowboys fans too, because like, we got this talent and Dak Prescott's the best quarterback in the division. Yeah, I can't wait to hear all that stuff, but it should be interesting. With that being said, that is all I got to say about my record predictions. Now it's time for the real deal. It's time for football. It's time for the regular season. I can't wait. It's going down. It's going to be spectacular, and I can't wait for the season to start tomorrow night. So with that being said, that is all I got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.